All systems go. Clear for liftoff.
What is going on, SHIPIT Nation, YouTube station? We're back, the Bookend Squad here. I got my guy Hamwich with me, like always, here. Happy Monday to everybody out there. Happy Monday to my counterpart here, Hamwich, who is on the road, traveling, still going to bring these shippers for the people here in the chat. Give it up for Mr. Hamwich, tuning in from the road. He's a man of many talents out there. He's calling home runs. He's getting owned by Gary Sanchez, and he's also getting his day job done as well. How much, man? I'll bring you in right away. Happy Monday. What's going on, brother?
Yeah, happy Monday. That was such a brutal home run. Gary Sanchez, top of the eighth, just sticking it right in me, man. It was brutal. We had a phenomenal weekend over here at the Nation. I had a great weekend. My guy, my guy Scarface, that guy just doesn't miss. I feel like he's at the top of the rankings every night, but it was a great weekend overall. Looking forward to diving in on this 8-gamer. It's a beautiful day over here in Tennessee, so looking forward to talking about it.
Yeah, looking forward to talking about it. Yeah, our guy Jerry over here helps out in the Discord a ton. Scarface is his username. You probably definitely know that username if you're a high-stakes player or you've been in these tournament streets. He's mainly a primary FanDuel guy, but he got the job done on DraftKings as well. Yesterday. Congratulations to him. Won another live final seat there and took over about $80,000 home yesterday. We had incredible screenshots all weekend in the MLB streets. It's been a great weekend over here. I know you cover the Slate pen on Saturday and Sunday over here. Did a great job yesterday. I went in there, checked out what you did, combined it with my thoughts, and put a nice little team together. It was a little hurtful that the Chalk Twinkies, which we're going to talk about here tonight, again, went off for a 13 spot yesterday. I had the Yankees who were owned, but they weren't as owned as those Twins were. Kind of hurt some of my profits a little bit there, but overall was a good day. Enough talking about the past here. We're going to talk about tonight's slate, but first, NFL right around the corner here. Shiptimizer is now live for all members. If you upgraded, it is no longer a free service. Being a member over here at SHIPIT Nation, it is an add-on package there. However, promo code NFL50, $50 off annual packages, gets you the early bird deal right now for NFL. And this is like a little last call here for the people. NFL season, like I said, no more Thursdays without football now until end of January. Use that promo code NFL50 or go to shipitnation.com. Click on the banner at the top of the screen. Should be our NFL early bird package there. You see it right there's the rates across the industry, across the top there. $425, $270, $500, $629. We're sitting at $299. It includes college football and it includes our in-house optimizer called the Shiptimizer, brand new for this season. And wait, there's more. You sign up now, you get the next month or so. All access of every one of our sports, including our MLB premium content, our best ball content, which best ball drafts are going crazy right now. And yeah, no better time now than to join for the early bird there. Hamwich, we got 8 games to talk about. We got pitching, and I'm going to throw 3 game names out of the hat for you in terms of pitching. 2 guys are in this top tier. We're going to talk about 8K and above. Then we're going to go below 8K. Up top, we're going to talk about Tyler Glasnow. I mean, he'll probably come in. I mean, we could see 60 to 65% ownership. Maybe that might be a little high there. However, gets a tough matchup here. Glasnow has been incredible for these Dodgers here, especially at home, especially in Dodger Stadium, displaying a 31% strikeout rate at home this season there. Man, he is 10-2. He's facing this Phillies offense, one of the best teams in baseball, who just don't strike out a ton. There is some higher strikeout bats in there. Are you going to get up to Glasnow? Are you going to play Glasnow? Are you afraid of the matchup? talk to me there. And it is good hitting weather there in LA, which is usually not the case this time of the year. It's usually Midwest and the East Coast are nice, but out in LA, it's going to be 75 degrees, wind blowing out, pretty much nice and warm throughout the entire duration of that game. He's the clear-cut chalk SP1 on the slate. And then guy shortly behind him, probably going to be Aaron Nola on the other side of that game. In that same game there, people are expecting a pitchers duo there, Phillies and the Dodgers. That Dodgers lineup is obviously watered down now there with the injuries that they've faced. Talk on those two in particular. What are you going to do with those guys? And then I kind of like Logan Webb a ton coming off that monster game last start where he kind of got back right. Faces this Nationals team here in Washington. Giants chalk offense as well. I kind of like Logan Webb as my SP1 on the slate at 8,400. I don't think he sees the kind of ownership that Nola or Glasnow are going to have. I think the upside is there. This Nationals team, especially on the back half of that order, has a ton of strikeouts in there. I mean, it's really, really weak on the back half of that order. Logan Webb, 8,400. He's probably my SP1 on the slate. So those are the three guys I'm interested in up at the top. Break them down for me. Any other differences that you're going to?
Yeah, this is a unique pitching slate, in my opinion, and the fact that, all these top-end guys have tough matchups. I mean, I think the Dodgers still pose a threat, for at least 3 or 4 of the guys in that lineup. Obviously, the Phillies, one of the best offenses. The Rangers, they just don't strike out. The Guardians, great offense. And then, you look down at, who's the worst offense to pick on, and it's going to be Logan Webb against those Nationals. I really like Logan Webb, 8,400. You said it. Great spot, great price, in my opinion, as well. I think he comes in, higher owned than most because most of these top-end guys do have tough matchups. I also like Tyler Glasnow, and I'll say that because in looking at the matchups on here, I know the Phillies don't strike out a whole ton on the road versus right-handed pitching, right around 20, 22, 23%. But Glasnow matchup, he's kind of matchup proof in the sense of he can get 10 Ks against anybody. So I like Glasnow. I like Logan Webb, kind of my top two up in this upper tier, and then I'll probably get the cheaper guys as well down there. Not that there's that many to choose from, but there's one really good one in my opinion. But yeah, it's Glasnow, it's Logan Webb in this top tier for me.
Yeah, I don't mind Glasnow. I'll probably be underweight a little bit just due to the salary. I like some expensive offenses we're going to talk about here. He is the SP1 on the slate for a reason. That's why you're seeing the ownership. I mean, his projection is a full strikeout or more, higher. We have him for right around 19.5, 19.7 in terms of projection. And the next closest guy is about 4 points behind him in Aaron Nola, the counterpart on the other end of the mound there. So there's good reason for it. He's also obviously displayed, like I said, a 33% strikeout rate this season. The next closest on the entire slate is Hunter Brown, sitting around 26%. So the upside is there. It obviously has the downside, but when you are looking at SP1 on this slate, I do have to side with Tyler Glasnow. However, in tournaments, I'll probably be underweight, like I said. Logan Webb's my favorite pitcher on the slate. Love Logan Webb there. I don't mind Aaron Nola. Aaron Nola, I think, is a good play there as well, and I think you could get away with pairing up Nola and a Logan Webb combo. I will say I want one of those three in probably every one of my teams at least on DraftKings, one of those three. And then I have no interest in Hunter Brown at 9,600. I'd just rather find the $600 and get up to Tyler Glasnow. I just don't think you're getting enough of a salary savings there. And if you look at Hunter Brown, his spikes and strikeouts have been in watered down, strikeout heavy lineups. In matchups where he faces a team that doesn't have a ton of strikeouts, like tonight in Texas, you've seen kind of more of an average Hunter Brown strikeout there. So that's kind of the reason there. Looks like Hamwich is losing a little camera here due to the technical difficulties there on the old hot hotel Wi-Fi there. So bear with us as he tries to figure that out. But let's jump down below 8K. One guy in particular, JP Sears here at home, coming off a great game last game. Now gets the Chicago White Sox team in quest for 21 in a row. Obviously, a great matchup here for JP Sears, and looks like Hamwich is back there. That's good to hear. Hamwich, let's go below 8K. JP Sears is probably the guy you were alluding to down here. probably going to be the guy that picks up the most ownership as an SP2 on the slate, if you will, behind Nola, behind Tyler Glasnow at the top. I don't think it's crazy ownership by any means. I think it's 20 to 25%, I would say. So, I mean, I love JP Sears here in this matchup. The Chicago team has quit, right? They're on the quest for 21 in a row. I think yesterday they just set the record right for 20 straight. Now they're going for 21 here. They're doing something right in the wrong category. So talk to me on JP Sears. Any interest in him? And then I don't mind a little David Festa down here. It's a win game in Wrigley, wind blown in there. That Cubs team has a lot of strikeouts in there. Festa's not a crazy pitcher by any means, but on this slate, 6,100 goes a long ways. I mean, that's $1,600 cheaper than JP Sears. $1,600 can go a long ways in some of these high-powered offenses on the slate that you want to stack up. The Kansas Cities of the world, the Arizonas of the world, the San Franciscos of the world. So talk to me down here below 8K.
Yeah, you said it. I mean, JP Sears would be the my preferred choice down here, 7,700. It's, obviously right below 8K. But, man, this White Sox team, they just – I mean, I say they don't score runs. They scored 7 yesterday, but for the most part, they just don't put up any runs. They've given away all their best players, but maybe 1 or 2. They don't want to be there. They're on the road again. They've lost 21 straight. It's going to get ugly there tonight. And we get a pitcher's ballpark. So, yeah, give me some JP Sears. I'm not a huge fan of Andrew Heaney. Andy's got a tough matchup, but at $6,400, I think Andrew Heaney can pay that off. And then you mentioned Festa. And don't say, Nate, that I'm touting Patrick Corbin, but I'm just saying the San Francisco Giants have a 33% strikeout rate versus lefties over their last 300 ABs. Patrick Corbin, my guy, who was it? Ross K talking about it. May not be the worst play. All right, may not be the worst play. Patrick Corbin is pathetic. I'll be the first to admit it. But this Giants team has been absolutely brutal against left-handed pitching. If you wanted a dart throw, I would say 150. I may have him on 10 teams, but he's bad. That's kind of my dart throw of the day.
Yeah, I will say Heliot Ramos is not in that lineup, which definitely hurts, right? He's a lefty masher there. However, I still can't get to Patrick Corbin at 6,800. I like Festa more. I like Andrew Heaney more. And I like JP Sears more. So there's just no reason for me to get to Patrick Corbin. But, hey, there's crazier things. It is a smaller, shorter slate. So you could do it. I just can't play a guy that just gave up 10 earned runs in 3 innings last week. So if you want to do it, go ahead. It's not for me. But Hamlich is usually pretty spot on with these random off-the-board dart throws. I don't know if he puts a little Bailey's in his coffee in the morning out there or what he's doing. But, hey, who knows? He's talking Patrick Corbin on 2024 MLB show in August here. So we'll see. But, yeah, that's pitching for you.
Real quick, what about my guy Kyle Busch? I don't know much about him. I haven't really dug in. He's Stone Men, lefty going against the A's in Oakland. Looks like he's making his first start. Do you know anything about this kid? Because I don't, but need to look into him.
I think he's just going to be an opener. I think Cannon's going to come in. I think Cannon's coming in after him.
So he's just an inning or two anyway. So he can't pay off that 4K price tag, obviously, even if I
mean, he's probably pretty good at driving around the track to the left, I would assume, right, with that name. Maybe this guy is better at right-handed turns. That's why he's kind of taken up a new sport here and is on the bump here tonight against Oakland, who, hey, I actually like some Oakland bats here. Surprise, surprise, against this kid and Canning and the worst bullpen, one of the worst bullpens in baseball. So, yeah, he's out for me on 4K. I just don't think you need the salary to go all the way down there either, to be honest. And like I said, I don't think he goes very long. Hey, could he pick up a couple strikeouts, pay that off, get you 10 points? Yeah, maybe. But I don't think 10 points is going to be enough.
Why play Kyle Busch when you can just click on Patrick Corbin? I mean, it's pretty simple.
All right. Yeah, that's you go. Yeah, not for me. But speaking of Mr. Corbin, Bert, Corbin boy over here, go ahead and give the chat your top 5 pitchers before I give mine, and then we'll go game by game.
Yeah, man, top 5 is tough. I don't like the pitchers in this slate, but everybody's got to play the same 16. So I'm going to go Glasnow 1, Logan Webb 2, Nola 3, Sears 4, and then I'm going to say Heaney. I like Heaney number 5, just slightly ahead of Zach Gallen. Gallen's been struggling. And he's got the Guardians. So, yeah, give me some Heaney. I like that price tag for Heaney.
I know. We're very similar in terms of rankings. I'm going Glasnow 1, obviously. Logan Webb 2. I'll go JP Sears 3, though. I'll go Nola 4, and then my 5th is going to be David Festa. I like David Festa in tournaments there quite a bit here as well. I don't mind the Heaney call. I just like the matchup more and the weather more in Chicago than picking on those Astros bats. However, I don't mind a Heaney at 6,400. Heaney's a decent real-life pitcher there. Let's jump in and go game by game. If you guys are new, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Helps us out a ton over here. We don't harp on it a ton, but when we do, hopefully you guys can follow there. Helps us out a ton. Helps us out on this channel. Helps us keeping these shows for free for you. And like I said, NFL is right around the corner. We're going to have tons of these shows on this channel for NFL season. One last time, throw that up there now. It's a last call for the early bird special. It's not to say you can't sign up after, but you're leaving money on the table. That means you have less money in your pocket, in your accounts to play in DFS contests there. $299 a year covers the entire NFL season. But wait, there's more. It covers college football, which is, if you look across the industry, some sites charge $200 or more for just college football. We'll have projections for that. We'll have core plays. We'll have Slate Plan. We'll have the Stone, I believe. And obviously the Discord chat covering college football. And you get access to the rest of our site right now for no additional rate, even if you are NFL only. One note, this slate does start 30 minutes earlier, so make sure you do have your lineups locked in at 6:40 Eastern time. It does not have the 7:07 or the 7:10, 7:05 start time. It is about 25 to 30 minutes earlier, including that Arizona game and that Cincinnati game and that San Francisco game to make it an 8-game slate instead of a 5-game slate. So DraftKings, good job doing that. We're going to start here, Arizona and Cleveland. And this is an interesting game. I like one of these sides quite a bit here against Mr. Logan Allen. I like the D-backs quite a bit here. And then the Guardians, overall low strikeout team. We didn't talk about Zach Gallen too much. I just like more guys, or like the guys around him, more in his price range. I like these D-backs quite a bit here. I think they're going to be kind of sneaky against Logan Allen here. And overall, I mean, they got switch hitters throughout this lineup. And got guys here, especially Ketel Marte, who smashed left-handed pitching here. Full 9-inning ABs as well, which is always good. The only issue I do have is that Cleveland bullpen is lights out, so I do prefer Arizona more as a mini stack here. But I like some of these D-backs quite a bit here. I'll throw it over to you. Where are you going here?
Yeah, I'm not picking on this bullpen, but Marte as a one-off really pops off the page. Sticks out. Gallen's not the worst play, but this Guardians team is, not a long ball hitting team, if you will. They're more singles, doubles, stolen base type team. And they don't strike out, but yeah, they don't hit enough home runs. It's tough for me to stack them. I'll probably just be Ketel Marte and then potentially Naylor or Ramirez, Josh Naylor, that is, as a one-off, but not full stack on either one of these teams.
Yeah, this is just more of a bet on me that Logan Allen has been atrocious against right-handed hitters. So I like all the righties for sure. Moreno is up to the 2 spot tonight at a catcher at 3,500. Didn't want to call that out. Lourdes Gurriel, you can 1, 2, 3 stack this team. I don't think it's going to get a ton of ownership. Marte smashes left-handed pitching. You got Moreno as a catcher with some power at 3,500, good price point. Gurriel, who's got a ton of power against left-handed pitching. And then Randall Grichuk down there hitting 5th at 3,400. Those are kind of the 4 that I wanted to call out. Obviously, you can stack around them in terms of the righties would be my preferred because Logan Allen has just been absolutely atrocious against right-handed hitters so far. The only issue is you got to hope that they get to Allen early and put up a bunch of runs because then hopefully they don't bring in their good bullpen arms. But either way, Cleveland, one of the best bullpens in baseball. Typically don't like stacking against that too much, but it is a short slate here. D-backs are one of my top 5 stacks on the slate. Like I said, I prefer more as a mini stack here. Let's jump to the next game. We go from one game that I have interest in to another game I have interest in. On one side, I will call out if this game was played in Cincinnati versus Miami, we'd be looking at a mega chalk situation here. Munoz on the hill, who's just been absolutely horrible against lefties. Horrible. So opposite of Logan Allen, right? Munoz, another reverse splits guy or splitsy guy here. give me these lefties for these Reds. I like Ellie, obviously a ton. TJ Friedel is batting cleanup here tonight at 4,100. Jake Fraley's back in that lineup, batting 8th here. Candelario kind of down in that 6th spot. Don't love it a ton there, but again, I want these lefties for these Reds. It is a bad ballpark here, but Munoz has been atrocious against left-handed hitters. I don't mind these Reds. I like these Reds. They're probably my 3rd favorite stack on the slate, I would say. And then not a ton of interest in these Marlins. I think you could play them, but I think there's better teams. I'll throw it over to you. Any interest in this one here in Miami?
Yeah, just looking at the this Marlins team, man, they just beat up the Braves. I feel like, Jonah, Brady, whatever, hit 2 bombs. I mean, they're just so putrid. But I don't know. They seem to be doing okay, but it'd be tough to stack them. Jake Berger, Pete Barry Bonds right now apparently would be a one-off only for me on the Marlins. And then, this Reds team, I love it when they get the full complement of outs. Ellie De La Cruz, obviously a great play as always. It would be De La Cruz, Steer, and India for me. The top 3, looks like that confirmed lineup is out, would kind of be where I'd go with Ellie being my favorite. And then, don't mind Jake Berger as a one-off batting. He's been batting 2nd, so don't mind that. Someone said something about a birthday for Nick Martinez. He's going to go about 3, maybe 4 innings. So, no interest in him. But, give me Jake Berger and then those top 3 for the Reds.
Yeah, I'll throw up a Jesus Sanchez, Mr. Jesus there himself, 3,600. I don't hate him. I think that's good. Jake Berger, a little 2-3 stack there, little mini stack. Kyle Stowers, I think, is a nice value there as well. Stowers at 2,500. He's got some power in the outfield. That's a good value play there. I don't hate that. And Otto Lopez. You can pull some one-offs or mini stacks for some cheap guys here from the Marlins. I will say Sunday, this Marlins team gets superpowers. So it's back to Monday now. So maybe the superpowers left their souls here on Monday. Maybe they got a little case of Monday blues. But again, it's Nick Martinez in opener and then a bullpen game. Typically, I don't like stacking against bullpen games for the most part, because obviously you can play matchups out of the pen there. It does help a little bit with the new rule, 3 batter minimum that these guys have to face, but still Marlins would just be one-offs or just 2-man mini stacks for me. Those are kind of guys I'm really interested in. And then I like these Reds for sure. 2 games down, 6 to talk about, and this is going to be the chalk of the slate here. It's the San Francisco Giants, and they are going to be the chalk offense. Patrick Corbin looked like the vintage Corbin last start. Different matchup here, but did give up 10 earned runs in 3 innings. I think he scored, negative 17 DraftKings points, which was always fun to see when you're stacking on the other side of that. These Giants, this lineup isn't the best in terms of I would like to see Heliot Ramos in there. Obviously, that dude mashes lefties. They finally gave him a day off, but Fitzgerald has been locked in at the plate right now. He's batting leadoff here. You got Canna batting 2nd, Matt Chapman 3rd, or 4th, excuse me. Casey Schmidt, I will say Casey Schmidt, one of the best value plays in my opinion on the entire slate. You can play him at second base and shortstop, 2 positions that pretty weak in terms of value position. He smashes lefties. I like him a ton at 2,600. This Giants team is super cheap to stack up. They're facing Corbin. All the power to the DFS gods here. I love the Giants. They're a great spot. The only issue is you do struggle with pinch hit concerns, right? When Corbin leaves that game, they bring in a righty out of that pen. Some of these guys, right, the Cannas of the world, some of these guys back at the back halves, Casey Schmidt probably even, Encarnacion, Luciano. Some of these guys are going to get pinch hit for sure if this game is still close and in contention. And then on the national side, no national interest outside of a C.J. Abrams or a Luis Garcia, who is red hot at the plate right now against Logan Webb. Logan Webb, my favorite pitcher on the slate.
Yeah, Garcia batting into the 3-hole this day and age. I know he went yard yesterday in the first inning. And then, man, this Giants team needs 35% on the road versus left-handed pitcher K-rate. I love your call on Tyler Fitzgerald, just been absolutely knocking the cover off the ball. I'm going to steal a line from my guy, DGen75. And if you play the Giants today, you're playing that donkey chalk Man, they look so bad versus lefties. Outside of Fitzgerald and no Ramos, man, I couldn't imagine working all day and then clicking on the Giants tonight. But that's just me. So if you want to be a donkey, play the Giants. If you don't, then don't play them.
Fair enough. There you go. There's all the people in the chat. If you want to be a hashtag donkey chalk, go ahead and play the Giants.
Oh, yeah. Hold on real quick. My guy, Michael, that's what it was. Friday, all I said was what? Tell him, Michael, Blake Snell's going to do what? Slice and dice, baby. Blake Snell, slice and dice, call of the day. He goes out and throws a no. That's what it was, slice and dice. I love it. Michael W. always in here. Got me hyped now. I love it. Where's Sean V at today?
Sean V, right. But yeah, no, I like some of these Giants. I probably, looking at this lineup, I prefer them more as I think as a mini stack. To be honest, like I said, I like Casey Schmidt a lot. I like Fitzgerald a ton and Chapman a ton. Those are my three favorite guys. I don't really like the back half of this order, to be honest, too much. It's a pretty watered down offense. So if you are looking for a spot to fade in terms of chalk, it's probably a decent spot. But it is great hitting weather there in Washington as well. Facing Corbin, obviously got the stolen base upside as well with Corbin there too, and Ruiz behind the plate. Well, we talked on some good games early in terms of offense. This is one that I don't have a ton of interest in. Hunter Brown, I just think, is too priced up for the matchup and for his upside here on the slate against the Rangers. Andrew Heaney, I think, is a solid real-life pitcher. Like I said, he's been great at home as well. The only issue is these Astros just don't strike out. There is some strikeouts in the back half of that order, right, with the McCormicks, the Singletons, and the Myers of the world. Overall, not a game that I want to get to too much from DFS side. I respect both these pitchers enough. One name I will bring up is Mr. Corey Seager. His price just doesn't move. He continues to hit the ball over the fence. Should bat second here tonight at shortstop. I think people, if they go to shortstop, they're going to play Bobby Witt. They're going to play Ellie De La Cruz. They're going to play some of those big boys at the top. They're not going to get down to that $5,400 Corey Seager, who just hit 2 home runs the other day at the same price point. I think Corey Seager is an elite one-off on the slate. I will bring that up against Mr. Hunter Brown himself. But outside of that, I'm not going to get to this game in terms of hitters.
Yeah, I feel like every time these two teams play, Nate, we talk about them, and it's always like a 3-2 type game. Yeah, I mean, you're going to be picking off home runs here. Yordong actually looks pretty good, lefty. Corey Seager can never go wrong playing him. Is Simeon batting third again? I don't know if I've seen that lineup, but it looks like we have it at third. It would be. I mean, gosh, what's up with these Astros? I mean, they were just so bad all weekend long against that Rays team that was throwing up just some trash pitchers. Boz, a rookie yesterday. They just didn't hit the ball. I mean, wouldn't surprise me if they come out and score 10 tonight, but if they do, it's going to be on the back of Altuve, Bregman, and Yordong. Yordong being my favorite one, and then Seager. But yeah, I'm thinking 3-2, 4-2 type game. Won't be full stack in this game tonight.
Yeah, we agree there. And I want to go back 2 games and talk about the 2 games we just talked about. The Arizona-Cleveland game. I do want to let you know, like I said earlier, it is good hitting weather in Cleveland. Extremely humid. The dew point's at 72 degrees. Anytime you get over like 65, 60 something, you're talking pretty damn humid. And when obviously the humidity's up, the ball flies. So that is a slight boost. That's why I have interest in those D-backs, despite the struggles at Logan Allen. And then the humidity and the dew point is right around the same, 68 with 8-mile-an-hour winds blowing out in DC there with Corbin on the hill. So if there's ever a case to say screw it, that's a weak lineup and play it. The weather does definitely give it a bump there, but overall it is a pretty weak lineup for the Giants. And then you add in the pinch hit concerns too. But I did want to talk about the weather there. 91 degrees in DC with 68%, 68-degree dew point, which obviously means pretty humid weather there. You see about the chat talking about it there. Our guy Tolga in the chat bringing that up there. So obviously very good hitting weather in both those places there. Where we don't have great hitting weather, but I do still have interest here is heading into Chicago. It is a wind game in Wrigley. Not a crazy wind game, but the wind is blowing in here in Wrigley at about 10 to 11 miles an hour, 75 degrees. It's actually the humidity's dropped a ton here in the Midwest overall. I walked outside today and it was finally not super humid out in Wisconsin. However, this Twinkies team are red hot at the plate right now, and they face one of the worst pitchers on the entire slate in Kyle Hendricks here. I still have interest in these Twinkies. Matt Wallner. I love Matt Wallner hitting cleanup here tonight, 3,700. Overall, I still think these Twins can put the ball in play, potentially still hit the ball over the fence. I mean, Royce Lewis has still got tons of power, right? Matt Wallner. They got guys that can hit it out. Doesn't matter. It's not like it's hurricane winds blowing in there in Wrigley. Not a great bump to bats. It is a downgrade, obviously. However, still a spot. I like some of these Twins overall. The Twins are going to be super low owned as well, facing one of the worst pitchers on the slate. So sign me up for some of these Twinkies. No Cubs interest really against David Festa. I mean, you could play some of them, Cody Bellinger, Michael Busch, Ian Happ, someone like those. But again, not a spot that I want to play these Cubs bats too much.
So you don't think the Twins will be owned? I would think they would be highly owned. Who do you got in front of them? Because they're one of my favorite offenses on the board tonight.
Twins are going to be low owned. I mean, you're talking Arizona, Oakland, Cincinnati, Kansas City, the Giants, the Red Sox. All those teams are going to have more ownership than the Twins. So Twins are probably sitting 6th or 7th on the slate, I would assume, in terms of ownership, which that's why I like them.
Yeah, I mean, I like them because every time they go up to plate for the first 5 innings, they're going to be looking across from a guy named Kyle Hendricks, who's not very good. I know he's had a couple good starts, but, man, these guys have been smacking the cover off the baseball versus righties. Matt Wallner, all he did yesterday was put up like a 32 burger over on FanDuel, and that was batting 7th. Now he's batting 4th today. He looks very nice in that lineup. And then up and down this lineup, goodness gracious, Royce Lewis, you said it. I don't know if you saw Buxton's catch that he got hurt on, but that was a heck of a catch that Buxton had yesterday. Yeah, I love this Twins lineup. I don't hate this. I don't hate this Cubs lineup. I'm a little different than you. Not that Festa's a gas can, but we've seen him get blown up some this season, and so this revamped, new looked Cubs lineup. I think I'm going to have a couple shares of because I like that top half of it, especially going down to Paredes. I mean, batting 5th. So yeah, I like both of these. I like both of these offenses. How bad is that wind blowing in? You said not too bad.
10 to 11 miles an hour, 12 miles an hour, maybe. Pretty much the entire duration of the game. I don't know what the gusts are up to, but that's what I'm seeing right now.
Yeah. I mean, it's the ball, the humid ball flying out in Cleveland and DC. Yeah, you're probably right. Probably better offenses to choose.
I mean, I will say it's still 69-degree dew point there in Chicago, so it's actually still pretty humid. But with the wind blowing in, I mean, I don't know. Definitely better hitting environments on the slate for sure. But I still, all your points still stand true here. Festa's not a Cy Young by any means, and then Hendricks is hashtag not good. So you could see this game be pretty sneaky on both sides. Neither of these offenses are going to have ownership for sure. That you have to worry about. Couple games left, 3 games left to talk about, and this is my favorite stack of the board here. Kansas City Royals at home against James Paxton, who can't get righties out, doesn't strike them out, walks a ton of them, and when he does throw strikes, he has fly ball concerns. Very hot and very good weather in Kansas City. 95 degrees, wind blowing out, humid. All things point to this Royals team who are back at home. Smash lefties. I like them all. Give me these Royals, my favorite stack of the board. It's nice to see those Giants, especially at the Giants price point. It's going to get way more ownership, in my opinion, than this Kansas City team. Give me Kansas City. I love Kansas City here tonight. And then I actually don't hate some of these Red Sox against Brady Singer. Singer's been a good pitcher, especially at home. I like the Red Sox more as a mini stack. Rafael Devers is a great play at 6,100. Don't think he gets a ton of ownership. Your boy, Weiler Abreu, ever since you brought him up, the dude just smashed it. It looks like he's hitting beach balls out there, hitting home runs left and right. He's a great play at 4,200. I don't mind some of these lefties here, and you get a lot of lefties with these Red Sox to target Mr. Brady Singer in great weather. Guaranteed 9th inning at bats. I like this game a ton.
Nades today ends in Y. So what does that mean? That means Nades is on the Royals. No surprise there. Hey, I'll tell you a little story, not that you asked, but man, I had the Twins yesterday. I had Arrighetti spaghetti, and I had those Royals. Royals got me about 4 points, Nates. I got 2 walks, and it was very hurtful to stack those Royals yesterday. Were very hurtful, but I think they come back with a vengeance today. Back in Coors Field tonight, the new Coors Field 2.0. They're in a great spot, and I'm with you. This James Paxton, not any good. Royals, very good. And then, Duran, Devers, Wilyer Abreu, Yoshidi Peppers. They steal bases. They hit bombs. I like this game. And you said it's 95 degrees. This is going to be a popular game, Nades. I like both sides.
Yeah, and like I said, Brady Singer's been very, very good against righties. Where he struggles, especially over the last month, is against lefties. His strikeouts all the way down to 16%. His ISO numbers are up there. So if I was going to Boston, it'd be these lefties. I do think Boston's ownership is kind of creeping up a little bit. Nothing to be afraid of overall. Brady Singer name value should hold people down, hit their ownership down enough here. So, yeah, I love this game. And what your little story told me is you got a little recency bias like the rest of the industry there, right? Oh, yeah, I played Kansas City yesterday. They didn't do it for me. No way in hell I can go back to them. No way in hell they can hit James Paxton in a 16% walk rate. His walk rate to right-handed hitters is almost the same as his strikeout rate. 95 degrees, wind blowing out with guys like Bobby Witt, Bobby Slams, right? Salvador Perez, Hunter Renfroe. Could be a short inning, a little short outing here for Mr. James Paxton overall. I like this game a ton. Lefties for Boston, righties for Kansas City, and then stack around them on both sides. 2 games left to talk about. One game I have interest in is this next one. Kyle Busch, not on the NASCAR turf. He's on the dirt here, pitching for the White Sox, going to open this game, and then it's going to be Jonathan Cannon, I think, behind him. Either way, it's basically a bullpen game for the White Sox, which is usually a scary thing. However, when you're talking about a team that's lost 20 games in a row and one of the worst bullpens in baseball, Oakland, if this game was in Chicago, Oakland would be mega chalk on the slate. The ballpark's going to keep them down enough. I like me some Brent Rooker. I like me some Shea Langeliers. I like some of these power guys against Kyle Busch and this bullpen for the White Sox. Oakland, probably one of my sneakier stacks of the slate that I like a lot. And I know Hamwich is going to say, wow, another day ending in Y, touting the A's and touting Kansas City. Nate just rinses, repeats, gets on the show and says the same shit every day. But hey, I play matchups. I play the spots, and this is a good spot in my opinion here.
This is an easy game, Nate. You stack the Royals, you stack the A's, and you count your cheese. That's how you play DFS. So just do that, and you're printing all the money. But yeah, this White Sox team, I don't know. Maybe the chat knows. When was the last time they haven't given up 5+ runs in their last 20 games? I know they lost 20 straight. I don't know if you saw it, Nades, but man, we missed out on the boat. If you bet $100 for the last 28 White Sox games, you'd be up like $586,000 just betting that $100 and keep rolling it into the games. We missed the boat. They've given up 5 runs. Since I've been keeping up over the last 7 days, it's been brutal. Yeah, give me these A's, Lawrence Butler, Brent Rooker. Thank you to my dog, Brent Rooker, Shea Langeliers. You got it. And then I'm going to give you a name, Nades, that I like tonight. Should be batting leadoff. I'm going to go with my boy, Luis Robert / Robert. I like him a lot tonight. Doesn't have good numbers, but I think Robert gets the job done. I love him as a one-off this evening.
I actually don't mind some of these White Sox hitters if you're not playing JP Sears. I do like Sears a ton in tournaments. But Nick Senzel, I don't hate him. Brooks Baldwin is dirt cheap, and this kid's actually hitting the ball pretty well right now. He's at least putting it on. He's getting on base, and he's basically free. He's 2,200 at second base and shortstop again, and I think everybody at that position at the same price is going to play Casey Schmidt. Casey Schmidt's a much better play in my opinion, but hey, Brooks Baldwin, don't hate that. Nick Senzel, Luis Robert. I don't mind some of these White Sox guys overall as just one-off flyers for value in this spot. And then, yeah, I like the A's a ton here. I did want to address Toga's comment in the chat. How's that Miami bullpen? They ranked right around 17th, kind of middle of the pack in terms of the MLB. So they're right around the same as the Astros. So not great, not terrible, right around the middle of the road there. So I did want to make sure I address that question in the chat there. Warren Tyler says Kansas City only scored 4 versus the White Sox on 7:30. Again, I will say, hey, tonight's a new day. It's daily fantasy sports. It's everybody goes back to game log watching. What did you do for me last time? All that stuff doesn't matter. I throw that all out the window. This is a new matchup. It's a new spot. It's new weather. It's a new pitcher. Overall, I love this spot. It's like I said, the worst bullpen in baseball, and very, very good weather. I mean, the only the only other bad team, the only other worst bullpen in baseball behind the White Sox is the Rockies.
Hey, sorry to interrupt, but I think he was referring to, I'd asked, when was the last time they gave up less than 5 runs? And it was only 5 days ago. But I bet you in the 20 games that there's not many times that they've scored, given up less than 5. Teams just, I mean, if you watch that Twins game, they were close games, and I feel like they got, 4, 5, 6 runs in the 7th, 8th, 9th inning. You said it. That bullpen is just atrocious. It's just so bad. And then you look at the arms. I mean, they've thrown, 53, 52, 45. I mean, this bullpen, on top of being terrible, is just so taxed. I mean, just so beat up. So it's not going to get better. It's going to get worse for the White Sox, in my opinion. Yeah,
they already quit. And like I said, I think they're going to try and set that record so it doesn't get broken again. They already said it last night. I think they try and extend that, right? Going for 21 in a row here.
Is that a record?
Yeah, I think 20 was the record, which they did yesterday. Now it'd be 21 if they lose here tonight, which I think there's a high probability that they do.
It's like the Pistons, man. You don't want to be that team that loses to the Pistons. So
right.
You don't want to be that team that loses to this crappy White Sox team.
Yeah, I will say, right, Toga, this is one game, the probably the worst hitting environment on the slate. Outside of maybe Kansas City, or not Kansas City, maybe Chicago, right, with that wind blowing in. I will say there's slight wind blowing out, but overall, I just don't care, to be honest. I mean, Brent Rooker can hit it out of any park in the majors, I think. I will say I like the A's more as a mini stack. I don't think a full 5-man stack them. I just don't think they can contest with the teams like Arizona, like a San Francisco, like a Kansas City, even like the Twins. I don't think they can match them in terms of upside. So I prefer them more as a 2- and a 3-man stack. Really like that heart of the order, the Langeliers, the Rooker. That'd be my ideal mini stack there. It is kind of expensive to get those 2 guys in there, but I do think it can pay dividends at low ownership for sure. Last game on the slate here, pitchers duel. I expect overall. However, if there's a spot to play these Phillies, it would be here tonight, and just hope Glasnow is just not have it. And we always know what Dave Roberts does in company over there in LA. They pull those pitchers early if they get into a bind. It's the Phillies, guaranteed 9th inning at bats. It is decent hitting weather actually in LA. Like I said, it's about 84 degrees to start the game. 8-mile-an-hour winds blowing straight out to center field. Phillies fully healthy. Overall, this lineup is stacked, right? They got the addition of Austin Hayes down at the bottom half, but the rest of this lineup is their main boys against Tyler Glasnow. Who's going to win out, the better offense or the good pitcher? Talk to me. Any interest in terms of hitters to round up the slate here in LA?
Man, I just don't think you need to pick on these 2 pitchers. I mean, they're just too good. I mean, if you wanted to do a one-off and hope for a double dong by Schwarber, I don't think that's terrible. But, yeah, I couldn't – I don't see why you would full stack either one of these teams. It would be picking people off as one-offs and just hope that they hit a home run or 2. And I'm not going to be doing it tonight, Nays. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I'm not going to be doing it either. I will say Ohtani, right? You can play Ohtani any single time he's on the slate. He should bat leadoff here tonight. I don't care who he's going up against. One of the best hitters in baseball history, period. One of the best players in baseball history, period, when he's pitching and he's hitting overall. But, yeah, I think this is a pitcher's game. I think 3-1, 3-2 type playoff atmosphere game. This is going to be a little prelude, I think, to the postseason here, these 2 teams. And we could see this matchup for sure again here overall. That's all 8 games. Talk pitching, talked hitting. How much? It's your coveted. It's your home run calls, man. I'm going to throw it over to you to start here. You've been locked in on these. I've been a little weak on these overall. However, looking to jump back on it here tonight. I think I got 2 good ones for sure.
I got two too. I know one of yours, so I'm going to say my other one first, and I'll give you the chance to say it. But my home run number one call of the day, this is just a certified, it's going to happen. Rafael Devers batting cleanup for the Bo Sox. Give me some Devers to go deep in Kansas City tonight. That's my first, and I'll let you get the next two, then I'll come back to wrap it up.
All right. I'm going to my favorite stack of the board. I'm going to the Kansas City Royals. I'm going to the hitter hitting fifth here. Hunter Renfroe, 3,800, outfield eligible. I think he takes Paxton deep tonight in Kauffman Stadium. And then I'm going to the Giants. I'm not going to Chapman. I'm not going to Fitzgerald. I'm going to the lefty three-hole. Michael Conforto, should be lower owned. 3,800, lefty. He don't care. He's taking Corbin deep there tonight in D.C. in that weather there. Give me Conforto. Give me Renfroe. Double pack. 2 home runs coming from the outfield spots on those two guys.
All right, my last one. I thought for sure you were going to take him because I know you like this stack. Hopefully he's batting leadoff. Give me my boy Ketel Marte for those Diamondbacks. Get you that 4-game parlay in there. Home run parlay. It's got to pay pretty good. I like Fitzgerald as well. I thought you were going to say Fitzgerald. We said the Giants, but should be a lot of bombs. Got some good weather today. But, yeah, good luck tonight, everybody, in your contest.
Yeah, good luck tonight in those contests. And congratulations to Mr. Hamwich. Threw a little $2 parlay in on those home run calls last week and took home about, 32 stacks right in your pocket on a little home run parlay. So I will say, hey, 2 $5 bets, whatever you do, make a couple same-game parlays out there. I always dabble with those. It's a low risk for very high reward, right? Hamwich threw $2 in play in that bet, and I guarantee you spent $2 on way worse things in the world than a potential chance to win $30,000+ depending on what the odds are there. So congratulations again on that. We've come close. I know you and I have sent some home run calls back and forth and made some different crazy parlays. Come close on a lot of them. I haven't cashed in yet, but I have to wait till I'm in Illinois to be dabbling with those. Obviously, Wisconsin doesn't have it legal here, but that's going to do it for this show. We appreciate everybody watching. We appreciate the interaction. Hit that like button on the way out. Hit that subscribe button on the way out. One last time, NFL 50, last chance, last call to get the pre-sale rate of $299 for the season there. You see it. Shiptimizer is included. College football is included. Cheapest rate across the industry for all of NFL. We had 2 Millie Maker winners last year. Multiple 6-7 figure weeks overall. Throughout the course of the season, it's going to be an incredible NFL season again. Get in now before that deal is gone. For Hamwich, I'm Nadesify. Good luck tonight in your contest. Hope to see those Ship Nation logos at the top. We'll catch you guys next time.